All right, and welcome to the last update for my Mets Realm theme team for Out of the Park Baseball 25 Perfect Team. This is the last update for season 2028. And if you remember the previous update, my team was fighting out of relegation. I actually waited until the end of August to show you the update, the first update of the season, which is a little late than I usually do, but I think I did it for a reason to see if I could have a more positive first update and to make changes along the way and pretty much try to manage my team out of that hole. But obviously, I didn't because I entered September and the end of August, as you saw in the update, in relegation down a lot. I think I was like 9 games back, if I remember the final update. So in this update, I'm going to show you how my season ended up. There was 1 month left, but I'm going to go about it a little bit differently than the previous updates. I'm not going to go over every single player, but I will just show the relevant information and I will reveal my outcome right away instead of waiting like I usually do. So I want you to think about my team and where it was. And remember, I had 2 good starts from Hauser and Jay So, who I put in my rotation at the end of August. So they were doing pretty good. And I was getting some hitting, not a whole lot of great hitting, and yeah, my starters were sort of struggling, and my relievers were kind of hit and miss. So right now, I'm going to show you my standings, and then I will go over how my season ended after showing you my standings. So, how do you think my season ended here? So, I'm going to give you a chance to think about it, and then I will reveal it. So, I'm going to reveal it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Unhide scores. So my season ended in the regular season 68 and 94. I actually let me show you how my last 2 months were before I show you my record, and then we can talk about it a little bit. So my team stats in August, my team was 15 and 12, and then in September, my team was 17-11 plus 1 game lost in October from the regular season, which means So this is my regular season stats, but I actually did not make it into the postseason. I did not. Well, we knew I wasn't going to make it to the postseason, but I meant I did not stay out of relegation. So let's take a look at those standings. So you will see I finished 68-94, and my record was unfortunately just 2 games behind relegation, unfortunately. So I was really fighting the end of the season and didn't quite make it, but it was really close. And the fact that I had a very good end of the season was great. The fact that I had a good August, a decent August after I made those changes. I mentioned in the previous video that I changed my global settings for strategy. So that was actually it turned out to be really good for me. And I waited to make changes with my rotation, so that kind of didn't help things that I waited. Like Quintana, my starting pitcher, Quintana had 16 losses, and if I had pulled him sooner, maybe that would have changed. The other change that I did that probably helped my pitching is I put Duffy Dyer, my catcher here. Let me show you. Let's see, Duffy Dyer right here, who has great catching ability. I had put him as my lefty catcher instead of Alvarez so that he can use his catching ability. So he was actually doing double duty. He was actually a defensive catcher for Alvarez as well as the lefty catcher for the last month. And I don't remember at what point I made that switch in the season, but it was maybe August when I was making changes to the lineup. So let me go to the pitching. Let's go over some of the pitching. So I'm not going to go over everything, but let's go over some relevant stuff here. So Jae-Wong So and Adrian Hauser, who finished pretty decently. Hauser finished with a 3.60 ERA. Let's go take a look at him. Okay. So Hauser was my long reliever, and then I inserted him as a starter on August 25th for his first start. And then he threw a 0 in his first start and got a win. Then he gave up 4 earned runs, then 4 earned runs, then 2 earned runs, then 6 earned runs. So yeah, he had 2 bad starts after a good start, then a good start, then a bad start, then he actually was a lot worse than maybe I was giving him credit. This is actually the first time I've looked at his pitching log, so yeah, he's a little worse than maybe I'm giving him credit for. So I don't know if I'm going to keep him in my rotation. I might bring Quintana back and see how that works, or Severino, or somebody else. We'll see. But yeah, that's not a good line. 6 earned runs, then 0, then 5. So 0, 4, 4, 2, 6, 0, 5. And he suffered 4 losses and only got 2 wins. And he didn't get a win when he gave up 2 earned runs. Okay. Yeah, so I'll have to make that call at some point. And then let's take a look at Mr. Jae-Wong So. He had a 2.91 ERA. Was not in my rotation. First time I used him. Let's see what he did. So his first start was a 1, then a 1, then a 2, then a 0, then a 3, then a 2, and then a 5. Pretty good. Only had one really bad start. One bad start. Otherwise, he was pretty decent. Can't complain. So he's going to stay in the rotation. I think he will stay in the rotation, and we'll see how to go from there. And who else? Who else did I want to highlight? I think Ottavino had a good ending of his season. Let's see what Ottavino's end of season stats were. Let's go pitching, game log. So from August 25th, he had a 0. His ERA was 4.70. Then he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 zeros in a row through September 29th, making his ERA 3.70. Then he gave up an earned run, and on September 30th, making his ERA 3.81. So, not terrible. He finished okay. Let's go to the pen. Let's see. Orozco, a 3.30 ERA. I think that's... let's go see what he did to end the season. So we left on end of August when he had a 0 streak dating back to August 15th. And then he had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in a row through September 5th, making his ERA 2.95. And then he gave up 2 earned runs, and then 1 earned run, then 3 zeros, then a 2 on September 19th. And then and that made his ERA 3.53, and then he put up 4 zeros in a row, making his ERA 3.30. So not bad, not bad. Anybody else that I want to take a look at exactly? Let me see what Severino did as a long reliever. So he had his first long relief appearance August 26th, gave up 1 earned run, 1 inning, put his ERA at 6.30. Then he put up a 0 through 3, 2 innings, 2 earned runs on September 5th, then 2 more zeros, then an earned run. Yeah. Then a 0, then a 1, so 5.85. Interesting. Okay, let's see. Anybody else here? Ojeda. Let's take a look at Bobby Ojeda on my starters. 4.44 ERA and 17 wins. That's a lot of wins, considering how bad the season was. Let's take a look. So he's got a lot of green here for wins on the right side. Start August. So the beginning of August, he was very bad. The beginning of September. Let's go to the September. That's where we're leaving off. So beginning of September, he gave up 3 earned runs, then 1, then 4, then 1, then 1, then 6. So made his ERA 4.44. Didn't really go down considerably. Wasn't as good as I maybe thought he was. If he didn't have this rough patch from August 5th to August 22nd, where he gave up 4, then 6, then 4, then 4, then probably he would have had a lower ERA, but that 6 earned runs at the end also kind of screwed him up. So let's go back. Where are we going? Now let's take a look at our lineup. Viola was 3.33 ERA. Let's take a look at him really quick. Okay. Viola. Yeah, he finished okay. For September, he started September giving up 4 earned runs, followed by 1 earned run, then 6, then 4, then 2, then 1. So he had a little stretch of wins here where my cursor is, but then he had 3 losses in a row. And yeah, not good. Okay, let's see what else. I'm not going to look at Darling. It's kind of the same. Let's go take a look at our lineup. So let's see. Dom Smith ended with a 293 average. And 16 homers, 78 RBIs. Pete Alonso. Let's he finished with 34 homers and 87 RBIs and a 257 average. Let me change the split to September. Alonso had 6 homers in September. Okay. Interesting. So, yeah, a lot of low averages, but my lefty lineup. Let's show the lefty splits. Actually, pretty decent. So let's go. I'm going to go back to the regular and then just say Dom Smith, 293 average. Regular average. Alonso, 257. And yeah, that kind of tells the story of how bad my hitting was. So, yeah, 257. And Kaz Matsui, 254 average. McNeil, 253, but he was benched. So, Jay Payton, not as good as I would have hoped, with a 251. Lindor, 250. And 11 homers. Marty, 245. Yeah, you could just take a look here and see the averages. Go full screen, and you can check it out yourself. But yeah, I'm going to go to versus lefty. Alonso was 359 against lefties. Marte was 311. Matsui was 303 against lefties. And Dom Smith with 291 against lefties, and McEwing 275. And Cedeno 259. So my lefty lineup was pretty decent. Matsui was pretty good for me, so yeah. At least versus lefties he was, so we will see moving forward. I might go back to McNeil since we're actually going down to bronze next season. We are probably going to... I'm probably going to shuffle the lineup a bit and probably put McNeil back at second base. I might keep Matsui where I might keep Lindor at third, Matsui at shortstop, and put McNeil at second versus righties. And then put McEwing. McEwing finished 275 against lefties. So I might put McEwing at second versus lefties, and McNeil versus righties is what I'll probably do. So now I did mention in my previous video that I was putting together a new strategy for putting together my team. And so I'm not going to reveal that publicly yet, but I might have to if I put a player in that I'm going to use, because you know what? Some of these cards are harder to get, and so I don't want to put my strategy out there too much, because it's a rough life in this game for free-to-play players, especially a theme team player. And the only other thing I'll say is my struggles this season, I don't know what to make of it, except that I'm sort of kicking myself that I didn't make changes earlier in the season. I feel if I would have made changes earlier, I would have been able to climb out of the hole and do something. I will show you this. I had to play a lot of really good teams in the last month. This team here, I split 2-2. They're an in-division team that had Langley Falls Bazooka had 109 wins. So I was able to split that series, but then I had to play them again at the end, and I was actually in the running for to stay in relegation, to stay alive, and they swept me, so that was tough. And then this team called the Howling Wolves had 89 wins and another good team, and I split that series, so I was pretty happy about that. And let's see, this team right here, I think this is a good team. 89-73 Norfolk Admirals. I swept them. Then I swept the next series. Then I won 2 out of 3 against this team is not that very good. That's team 70-92. And so, yeah, my team just kind of ran out of. I made changes way too late, and so I'm sort of kicking myself. Now, as far as my ballpark, because I can make a change in between seasons, I'm going to stick with stick with Shea Stadium, and see where that goes. So, we're going to go back down to bronze. Means our players will probably be a little bit more effective. And, who knows how hard bronze is now. It's possible that bronze has gotten a little harder since last time. So we'll see how it is. As you see, I have 66 packs. I am not opening them now. I'm going to build another trove of packs for a little while, and then we'll open them up at some point. So don't expect any pack opening for a little while. And what else? Is there anything else that I'm missing? My live cards are not going to update until the end of April, get the first Monday of May. So that'll be interesting, because that'll actually affect my team a whole lot, because I'm using a lot of live cards, and there are certain live cards on my team that I think will get better that I might be able to use once they get updated. So that'll be a big day for my team. So in any case, yeah, thanks for watching my Mets Realm theme team update. We're going to be going back down to bronze in 2029. I think we will be good enough to get back up to silver, but it might take a little fighting to do. And so we'll see. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. So my first update for that, I might go to July. I might wait until July, which is the Thursday update, maybe. And then you can have it on Friday, maybe. So we'll see. Depending how the team is doing. If I'm making a lot of changes, I don't want to do an update. So, so let me close this out by saying, if you enjoyed this update and you want to support me, much appreciated. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. I don't just play Out of the Park Baseball. I play other games as well. I love indie games. You can see all my indie game playthroughs and demo playthroughs and feedback on my YouTube channel. And I also stream on twitch.tv/Dre'sRealm. And if you follow me, you'll get notifications. I've been starting late evening, or late afternoon, early evening, like around 4:30 to 5 p.m. lately. I'm trying to bring that schedule down a notch, but that's kind of where I am at the moment. And I'm sort of leaning into indie games and stuff like that at the moment with more demo playthroughs and stuff like that. And so, yeah, demos and maybe like early access impressions of games and stuff like that. So if you're into that stuff, you can check out my YouTube, the rest of my YouTube, plus my Twitch stream when I'm live Monday through Friday. Much appreciated. And then if you want to support my newsletter, it's a free newsletter. It's free and it's a digest format. I do little short content pieces, talk about my favorite games. I give you my playthrough schedule. All the links to everything that I do is going to be in my newsletter, like my playlists. And so if you don't want to do my YouTube channel, then the newsletter is the way to go, because I give you everything that I do. Plus, I'm actually a better writer than I am a video maker. So if you want to see what I do at my best, the newsletter is the way to go. It's free, and I don't slam your inbox. Plus, it has a little shortcast attached to it that I do occasionally. Any case, that's it for this update of my Mets Realm theme team. Hopefully, we dig ourselves back out of bronze, back to silver in 2029. Let's see how it goes. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.